It's February 2025. These videos will be organized into monthly playlists. So the January playlist is finished, and this will be the first of the February videos. And the reason I'm organizing it chronologically rather than by topic is because these videos are a mixed bag of different topics, concepts, grammar points. So it wouldn't make sense. Well, it would be impossible to organize it that way. But the best way to watch these videos is chronologically. So if I start talking about something and it seems new and strange, it could be that you need to watch the earlier videos. In the last video, Confucius told us that it doesn't matter how slow you go, so long as you don't stop moving. About 2,500 years later, we have one of our cleverest human beings, Einstein, saying something rather similar. He said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." So have a look at all the sentences here and make sure that you recognize what aspect is being used and why. We need to think about the tense, past, present, and future. Duration. Are we interested in the results of an action and the present situation matching something that happened before? Are we emphasizing that something is relevant and still important to us? This one here, if it rains while I'm out here fixing this bike, I'm going to get soaked. Soaked is very wet. Probably all your clothes completely wet. Oh, and this one's interesting. Up until a few weeks ago. Up until a few weeks ago, it was running fine. If something is running fine, it doesn't mean literally running. It can be a car or bicycle in this case. Something is working well. It's running fine. Up until a few weeks ago. So that means a few weeks ago, the problems started. By the time you get there, I'll have fixed everything. By the time. So this is now. At some point, we don't know exactly when, but at some time around this period here, I fix everything. And this is when you arrive. So we know that I will have fixed everything no later than the time that you arrive. Harry is fixing his bike. His friend Jack comes around, and we'll hear from Harry's daughter Sarah a bit later. Harry is fixing his bike when Jack arrives. Hey Harry, how's tricks? How's tricks is another way of saying, how are you doing? How's life? What's going on? Well, I'll be happier once this bike is fixed. Once. Sometimes used in the place of when. What's up with it? That means what's wrong with the bike? The handlebars came loose. Is it handlebars? I'm also adjusting the saddle. That's a saddle, but of course not a bicycle saddle. This we often call a saddle, or used to. I think maybe in modern times More people call it a seat. I think that chain needs some oil too. It's the chain getting some oil. Do you mind if I make a cup of tea? Our kettle is broken, so I've not had one this morning. Think about the tense and the aspect. I have not had one. I didn't have a cup of tea. I have not had a cup of tea. I've not had one this morning. What's the result of that? Maybe he's feeling thirsty. It sounds like he's craving a cup of tea. Be my guest. Milk and 2 sugars for me. Harry's daughter, Sarah, arrives. Hi, Dad. Could you drive me into town? I'm meeting Jessica. I'll be about half an hour, love, okay? So you can actually be half an hour. Sarah says, No, it'll be too late by then. It will be too late. Ah, Princess, Jack's just put the kettle on. We put the kettle on, phrasal verb, very useful. Doesn't mean we wear the kettle, but we fill it with water and switch it on. We say, we put it on. Have a cuppa. Have a cuppa, and we'll go straight afterwards. Straight afterwards. With no delay, no waiting. Ha! I know you and Jack. Once you get talking about bikes, it'll be dark by the time we get going. Once again. Once. Remember, it's like when. She could have said, it'll be dark by the time we go, but she's emphasizing the activity of getting ready, getting moving, not just the fact of going, but all the movement and effort involved to get going. I guess I'll be catching the bus then. Why not? I guess I'll catch the bus then. Well, you could say that. But again, making it continuous emphasizes the time involved. And she's likely to emphasize that because to her, catching the bus may well be an inconvenience compared to her dad driving her to town. Jack returns with 3 cups of tea. Hi, Sarah. I heard you talking out here and made you a nice cup of tea. Oh, thanks. I guess I might as well have one while I'm waiting for the bus. Might as well means nothing to lose, no downside, no penalty. If you want to emphasize the time that you wait, then it can be waiting. Then Jack says, What's up, Chuck? How's uni? We're doing morphic resonance experiments. We're doing. What on earth? In full, we would say, what on earth does that mean? But because everyone knows that phrase, you can just say, what on earth? And that's enough. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not sure you'd understand. You would. Oh, really? If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. I think it was Einstein said that. The owl says it's time to finish. From me and the owl, until the next time.